So there's 9:30 left in this ball game. It's now a 36-14 game. Moore with a touchdown just now. Unbelievable play there, for sure touchdown. But stopping that was Tyler Baker, coming up big there with the deflection. Otherwise, Jacob Rogers was gone for his second touchdown of the game. And it certainly looked like there for a moment, and that was going to be the case. Mark M. Johnson here along with Chance Bond. Chance going to be joining us very shortly here. Here we go. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. Slipping, but getting the handoff in time. Now staying on his feet, getting the first down. He might be gone. A foot race to the finish line. A dive by one guy, and then another one comes up, and he makes the tackle. It looks like Jose Palma saved some points for now. But that run by Barbers Hill takes it all the way down to the 6-yard line, Porter territory. It's going to be 1st and goal for him after that big run by by Jacob Rogers. No doubt about it. This is Barbers Hill's game to lose, and they're making sure nothing bad is going to happen. Handoff once again. But it's going to be taken down for about maybe a 1-yard gain. That tackle made by Jonathan Dolan.
You know, Mark, I was going to say on that, as Porter tries to get themselves within striking distance, the Eagles, no, we will not have this. And push the Spartans back, get themselves in the end zone.
Yeah, they definitely want to keep this lead as high as they possibly can. They don't want any kind of Porter Spartans run here at the end. So here's a 2nd and goal situation. They got 1 yard on the last play, moves them up to the 5. The run up the middle and very close to the end zone and for the touchdown.
They're going to give it to him.
It looks like the ball came out, and then number 34 for Barbers Hill ended up with the ball. Hunter Gobert, Joshua Kofresi was the original one who had the ball. He must have fumbled it on the goal line. It was picked up by Gobert for his 4th touchdown tonight. A wacky little play there.
Right. That's why I think they took so long to make the call on that. There was ball movement.
Wasn't sure if I was seeing that correctly. I guess that's what went down. So the extra point is up and good. That makes it 43-14, halting any Spartan run for the time being. 7:55 is left in this game. We'll be right back on TexanLive.com.
Hey, it's Bert.
And Jamie. During our summer clearance event, we need to move our 2015s.
And you can count on a big selection.
A team dedicated to treating you better and low prices.
We have over 500 Rams to choose from, like new Ram 1500 Lone Star Cruise for just $329 a month. Or we have Ram 3500s for $37,900.
Thanks for making us one of the fastest growing dealerships in the nation.
Texan, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram located at
Well, fans, don't forget to tune in to Fox Sports Southwest tonight after our game from 11 to midnight for the Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive. Join Howard Chen, John Lopez, Courtney Rowland, and Courtney Madden as they take you around the city with all the week's football action. The Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive. That's tonight from 11 to midnight only on Fox Sports Southwest.
You know, and I actually enjoy watching that show because we get to see all the games that if you were at a stadium and you were at a game, you get an opportunity to see all the scores of all the local teams. This isn't a Dallas Central area. This isn't the state of Texas. This is just the Houston area.
Mm-hmm.
And it focuses on some of the kids that we know and we watch every week, Mark.
Yeah, a lot of the games that in fact, they always have games that we cover over there. We like to cover the biggest games we possibly can. That's why we're at this fantastic Texan Drive Stadium here tonight. Here's a kickoff by Barbers Hill with their 43-14 lead, taken around the 16-yard line. and gets up to about the 28, 29-yard line is Porter, and that's where they will begin trailing by this big margin.
Well, I would say this again, Mark, and it sounds like a broken record here, but I do believe that Porter has weapons to get themselves back in this football game. Jake Hall is a good arm quarterback. We've seen Bradley Moore's speed on the outside. We've seen the Carlos Norman. We've also seen Shane Carney's ability to catch the deep ball. They have the weapons, Mark.
No doubt about that. And he's trying to find something at the end. Just as we say that, a ball comes loose, and it looks like Barbers Hill.
Ball.
Yep, they take over on the fumble. So another downer for Porter as they lose the ball, and in a terrible position as well on their own 21-yard line is where Barbers Hill will take the ball with 7:45 left in the ball game.
Well, when you're in this situation here, Barbers Hill has the game almost well in hand. 7:45 left. Mark, I try to look for the silver lining in the situation for Porter, and it's sometimes that youth. In that there's two things that's great about it. Youth, they don't know that they're supposed to be discouraged because they're losing. And secondly, there's just some inexperience in that won't allow you to be able to overcome some deficits.
Absolutely. A timeout actually is taken down on the field by New Caney, but we'll stay right here for the time being. New Caney taking their, I believe it's their first timeout of the second half.
Well, I think this is maybe a smart position. And this is kind of the way you look at this. Whether Porter can stop them here or not, they score in a short amount of time here, Barbers Hill does. And Porter will have an opportunity to get the ball back, get themselves an opportunity to get down the field, and then I see the onside kick type scenario coming up. So that's not a bad time to call a timeout, Mark.
Down by 4 scores. They're trying to make something happen here. There's
Porter
a fumble.
got the ball back.
Porter's going to get the ball
back.
Yep, they get the ball back, and wow, that didn't take long.
That's going to be Tyler Cruchette on that.
Pitch just goes badly for Barbers Hill once again. I guess I can see why they've had some trouble in district so far. You can't really do that against teams like Crosby and Dayton. They're going to take full advantage of that.
C. King or even New Caney nowadays. But yeah, Porter comes out. Now that timeout does not look so. Looks like a good strategy on the side of Reno.
So here they go. First run. It looks like Moore again. It's going to take about 5 yards.
Now that was the same play that, if you remember, early in the first quarter, where Moore scored on just off of that tackle there. So right call. And I think that Porter is going to continue to try to get the momentum to run the ball here, Mark, to get close enough for a pass, for one shot.
Well, they're definitely trying to get something going here. There's one in motion. The handoff will go to him up the middle, dodging one, getting the first down, staying on his feet.
He got free.
Headed to the outside, tackle from behind.
That's going to be Bradley Moore on that.
Touchdown saving tackle for the time being. Kyle Miggle with the the touchdown saving tackle there from behind. Last diving effort from him to take out the feet of Moore. But that gain, definitely a huge one, taking it to the 35-yard line into Barbers Hill territory. 2 wide receivers
They're taking a shot here. Alec Britt, watch it. Alec Britt. Oh, there it goes. Here is a shot.
You're definitely correct. That ball is completed.
That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown.
Touchdown, Porter. They put some more points on the board. Chance, you call it.
Even the sun shines on the behind of a rhinoceros now and then.
Can't get over those analogies, Chance. Keep them coming.
I do my best.
Keep them coming. That makes it a 43-20 game, and there's still 6:22 left in this game.
You go back to that timeout, and that timeout does not look so foolish. And actually, that was to Conley. I called his Britt, but Britt was on the other side. This side was to say Conley again. Carney, I apologize. Shane?
I'm sorry, offsides call just as they're about to kick, so that's going to back them up slightly to about the 15-yard line. So it's going to be a longer PAT. Still not as long as the NFL, but McFeeder's going to do his best to try to get this 25-yard extra point. It is up, and it is good.
You got it.
So the extra point is good, so it's 21-45. Eagles still with the lead over the Spartans. 6:22 left in this game. You are listening to TexanLive.com.
Come enjoy the heart of Katy, Texas, one of the most delightful cities in the Lone Star State. The best part? It's a short drive from Houston and minutes from the Energy Corridor. With places to stay and places to play, anything you'd like to eat, and an old town charm that can't be beat. Activities and fun for the entire family. Enjoy the best of both worlds in the City of Champions, Katy, Texas. For more information, go to cityofkaty.com.
Texan Live is your new home for Houston High School sports. A trio of games left on the slate tomorrow night from the Berry Center. Langham Creek, last year's district champs, look to get their first win in district as they face Cy Lakes. Kyle Ackerman and this guy next to me, Chance Bond, will have that one for you tomorrow from the Berry Center. And here at Texan Drive Stadium, Humble takes on New Caney, and Lou Rush will be here calling that tomorrow night. And in a game that could determine District 16 6A championship, the Woodlands is at Turner to face Atascocita. Myself, along with Bert Brocker, will be there for that one.
Did you write that yourself, Mark? Because that was outstanding.
Well, thank you. No, I'd like to take credit for that. Jeremy helped me with that one.
Oh, that was a good read.
Thank you.
There we go. Now I would say this. Now this sounds really silly, but you have a 22-point lead. Barbers Hill does. They're gonna go onsides here. I can almost, horseshoes and hand grenades kind of thing here. It's gonna be. They can almost not. So you look for an onside kick here. You're down by 3 touchdowns. It's under 3 touchdowns and an extra point.
Well, I guess it's possible. Oh, a sharp one to the 45-yard line and taken up and corralled nicely.
Didn't quite get the bounce that they were looking for, but the idea is there. Execution was maybe a little difficult.
Ryland Morton with that line drive catch that preserves possession for Barbers Hill.
Okay, now let's paint this scenario, what Porter needs to do here to get back in this football game, because that's what we like to do. We try to paint the broad brush for the comeback, because we all love this. That should be an offsides there.
Play will go on, and it's good for about a 4-yard gain.
Hard count there by the quarterback. It looked like he got his entire backfield leaning with him, but nothing doing as far as the call. Maybe they were just all in motion at the same time.
Lyons, who has one of the touchdowns tonight, was on a carry for that one.
Now, I've also noticed that Porter has stopped their blitzing. They're playing more, keeping everything in front of them now. So I see that that's a stacked line there. And nowhere to go again.
Run up the middle by Joshua Cafresi, who fumbled on the goal line earlier. Gets the call on this one, takes it just past midfield into Porter territory.
Porter right now has 9 men in the box if they can fit them. Sometimes that box is a little too tight. Takes an extra nail to get it closed. But they're trying to get everybody in it.
Whatever they got to do, something's something's working a little better, at least than in the first half for Porter.
That's 8 men there in the box. Oh, he's wide open.
Pass is completed, good for a first down over to the left side, and it's going to go up to the 40-yard line of Porter.
I will give it to Porter and their creativity as far as what they're trying to do. They go from blitzing to stacking the box.
Trying to change things up, pretty not so predictable. Morgan Lyons on the reception for Barbers Hill.
Well, as they stack the box there, what happens is that all the tight end gets loose on that, gets outside, and there's really nobody to cover it because everybody's pushed inside. So that was the right call for that type of defense. It's almost when you're playing, Madden, and you continue to call the same defense over and over. Sooner or later, somebody adjusts.
That's me. I'm guilty of that all the time on Madden.
Because it works.
Sometimes.
You stick with what works, and you hope that somebody can beat you. And then when they do, you got to go back to the drawing board. And that's what happens to Porter here.
I'll say it works. Somebody always figures it out on me. Depends if they're good or not. That's what I'm playing against. Run up there by Morgan Lyons is good for 2 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 8. Just under 4 minutes left in this game. Once again, in no hurry to get this play off, as the play clock is at 19, and they're still in the middle of their huddle.
Yeah, they're going to drag this out. They're running the ball, like I said, in the middle. Porter's trying to stack it again. They're same thing here again. Good rotation on that by Porter.
Bellard in motion, moves from one side to the other. Hit as he's thrown. Bellard's actually going to be the target, but he's not going to be able to make the catch. Cannot hold on to it. It'll go down as an incomplete pass.
I'm telling Mark, I'm watching this Porter defense. They're gambling. I mean, you call them almost like riverboat gamblers. They're constantly pushing the envelope of what they should be doing. But when the level of their age and their talent, and their experience catches up to what they're trying to do, they're going to be a tough team to beat. Mark, I'm watching this team, and it's very interesting football what they try to do on defense.
Certainly, Coach Moore and his staff hoping the same thing, that these guys just develop and they just adjust to the varsity level, because it is actually quite a difference between JV and varsity and their mindsets. In this varsity level, you can't make as many mistakes as you do in the JV levels, and
correct.
They've got plenty of time to learn in the next couple of years. As that run taken up now by Seth Matthews of Barbers Hill, it's going to be close to a first down.
It's another Jonathan Dolan on the tackle.
Chains are moving, so they're going to give them the first down. Pretty much wrap this one up right now. Eagles with a 43-21 lead on the Spartans, just killing the clock right now.
Well, I'm going to say at the key positions, they've got nowhere to go. Look at that. That's a swarming defense there. You can almost call everybody. Porter just got the ball.
Look at that. Porter thinks he got the ball. They're saying they got it. I didn't see a fumble down there. Somebody must have stripped it from him.
Think when you're thinking about the Porter Spartans, think Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 teams that played yesterday. That's what you're watching, a young team. I'm not saying they're professional level, but that's the kind of defense that they're trying to play. This is a defensive-minded football team.
For the time being, still no call.
Flags.
Yet. And now
that's going to be on Porter. They're getting a little hot-headed in there.
Joshua Cafresi coming away with the ball, holding it high above his head.
Walk away, son. Walk away. He was trying to argue the point that he had gotten the football.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 9, Black. Black recovered the fumble. First down.
All right, Porter is going to get the ball. That personal foul is going to be Tyler Crochet. Tyler Crochet, the junior linebacker. So they're going to get the ball, but it's going to be deep in their own territory, Mark. And that was one of those things where he was trying to argue with the ref about him getting the ball, and the ref wasn't confirming. I'm going to guess on Tyler's to to how fast Tyler wanted him to, because he was waiting. I think the referee was probably waiting to see what everybody else saw. So Tyler probably said something down there that he probably shouldn't have.
Interesting play. Wish I could have been somehow
Closer,
zoomed in there to see exactly what went down. Just a pile of guys. Somehow Porter ends up with the ball.
No, they stripped it out. I mean, they held him up, but and that's what opportunistic defenses do. They held the running back up so he couldn't go down, and then they fought in there to get the ball loose. They did get it loose.
I mean, it's something that we do as kids. We strip the ball from somebody, but and it's when you get to the higher levels, you don't see that too often. So it's why I'm so surprised to see it right now.
Well, and the running back generally gets called. The ends his forward progress, but good job by Porter.
So here they go. There's a run down to the side. If he's fast enough, he's got it. Down to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. He's got one man to beat and finally pushed out of bounds. Wow, Porter is
Bradley Moore.
No quitting on them. Man, lost for words here.
Right.
They're still fighting.
Bradley Moore, I'm sorry, on that. They're going to get the ball down. So that their fumble that they recovered, even if they got themselves in a position where the penalty was put them back, it looked like 98-yard drive. That's an 80-something yard run, Mark. I wish my math was better.
It's closer than I would have guessed. Joel O'Neill with the stop for the time being. They're going to mark this at the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for Porter. And here's a handoff. It's going to go to big number 44, Cameron Providence, the fullback. And he's not going to be able to get into the end zone. Maybe picks up a yard on that play.
Interesting about Cameron Providence, he's also their nose guard. And here's another one on Cameron Providence. He's a sophomore.
My goodness. Sophomores all across the board here.
Well, that's it. When that experience catches up and you match with that talent, Porter may end up being a good football team in the future, near future.
No doubt about it. Here it's shaking it to the outside, trying to find the end
zone.
He's
getting
in. He does. Into the end zone for the score. Carlos Norman, a second touchdown tonight.
When I said near future, I meant like right now near future.
Wow, they just keep putting points on the board here in the second half. And if they played like this in the first half, they would not be having any problems right now in terms of the score.
They're going to have
to. They moved the ball back. My apologies.
They didn't give him the score.
They did not give him the score. They actually are going to spot this on the 6-yard line. So now it'll be 3rd and goal.
The pitch there.
He's not going to be able to get in. He's going to be stopped at the 4-yard line. The clock is still ticking down to 1:13. And that's in the 4th quarter. This game's almost over. Porter trying to put another score on before the end of this game. They're not going to be able to come back from this large deficit, but certainly pride is on the line at this point.
Without having any timeouts left, without not being able to get to the sidelines here.
So here they go, 4th and goal. They don't get in. They don't get any more points. And Barbers Hill can just kneel on this ball, and the game is over. Now being chased, trying to find somebody. He's going to have to throw it to the end zone and batted down. Pass is incomplete. Barbers Hill's going to take over, and that probably will do it.
Hall's pass intended for number 28, Carlos Norman, broken up by number 24.
Well, I got to say that the amount of effort these young men from the land of Sparta via Porter. I'll get it out.
Got the Trailblazers on your mind.
Right.
Same colors.
Same colors. From the land of Porter have shown great effort. Again, this is a young team. Youth all over the field, including their wide receivers, their offensive line, their quarterback, their defensive line, and their linebackers. So, and including their cornerback, their secondary are all juniors, with the exception of Tyler Baker and Tyler Lawrence are the seniors This is a young Porter football team.
Victory formation and taking the knee. Now down to 25 seconds. They won't need to take another snap. I stand corrected. A timeout's taken by Porter.
Porter calls a timeout.
With 21.1 seconds left to play in this game.
Here's an interesting one. Some late scores. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Pearland Dawson 21. Pearland Oilers 13.
No kidding.
No kidding. Klein Oak 47. Klein Forest 14. Cypress Springs 25. Cypress Falls 56. Westfield Mustangs. Some people have this team, and I read a publication this week that had Westfield number 14 in the nation. So Westfield Mustangs 36, Spring Lions 18. After that big build-up.
We saw a showdown with Westfield Manville earlier in the season, and they actually beat Manville. Last year, I didn't think anybody could beat Manville. I thought they could even take down the mighty Katy, and Katy obviously handled them.
Yeah, you know, there's
Down the ball.
if they would ever end up in the same
Porter calls timeout once again.
region, Katy and Westfield, the Kingwood Park Panthers 21, Crosby Cougars 43. Not too far from here.
Well, at least the Panthers got some points on the board, make it a little more respectable. Coach Clayton Maple over there in his first season with the Kingwood Park Panthers. Of course, Coach Hawley, the coach last year for the Panthers, is now on the staff here at New Caney ISD.
Yes, he is, and his presence has already been seen here with New Caney's very quick rise to the top of the district, and Porter and what they've been showing so far this in the season in a very tough district, Mark. Montgomery 31, Klein nothing. Cy Ranch 42, Jersey Village 21, and that's a final. Oak Ridge 48, Conroe 6. Cinco Ranch takes care of Morton Ranch 34-14. Another 21-5A score, Dayton Broncos 48, Galena Park 23, and that's a final.
Actually looks like over here they've managed to call enough timeouts to the point where Porter can actually get the ball back and try to return a punt here on 4th and 14 now. There's 5.6 seconds left. They can maybe get one more score.
And it's a final at Turner Stadium. Kingwood 28, Summer Creek 7. That makes Kingwood 4-0, essentially, since Sewu Olanolua has started running the ball for them.
Yeah, Shewo, he was a running back for a good portion of the season last year. I mean, obviously he's probably not going to be playing running back when he goes to TCU, but you know, he definitely has the capabilities of being the running back, like a great running back. And you know, maybe that could change when he goes to TCU, but yeah, I think he got one carry in the Katy game. And he had a pretty good gain. He had the interception in the Katy game. And, you know, he's a tremendous athlete. Nigerian descent. His parents both hail from Nigeria. Thick Nigerian accents.
Good kid.
Athletic ability all throughout that family, in fact. The Alana Lewis. So Kingwood, I think they got blown out by Summer Creek last year. Getting a little bit of revenge on the Bulldogs. Coach Campbell over there at Kingwood making something happen. Maybe a return to the playoffs is in store for the Mustangs.
You know, in that 16-6A district, Mark, Kingwood is definitely making a case for themselves.
Look at this, trying to run it out.
Taking out the time, take that 5 seconds off, that's it.
Probably just going to take a safety
Take a
here, and he
safety.
does. So, just as I thought maybe Porter wasn't going to put any more points on the board, they do. They get 2 on the board with the safety, but still
The punter is tackled.
not going to be nearly enough to overcome this deficit.
There's a flag on the play.
And that'll do it for this ball game. The Porter Spartans are going to fall 43-23. And we'll be back to wrap it up right after this here on TexanLive.com.
All Spas is so much more than Ace Hardware. Sure, we have nuts and bolts, lawn and garden, faucets and fixtures, lights and locks, even outdoor cooking. But All Spas is also a boutique featuring the finest names in jewelry and home accessories. But most importantly, All Spas is a friendly, helpful family of people who take pride in their products and services. All Spas is Ace Hardware, and so much more.
And with a final from Porter, Texas, New Caney, Texas, from Texan Drive Stadium, the Barbers Hill Eagles 23. I'm sorry, the Barbers Hill Eagles 43, the Porter Spartans 23, and the 21
Okay, it is all
5A district
against the Spartans.
game
They're costing them 5 yards.
with
Placing the
Crosby's
Barbers
win
outside
today
the
over
Barbers Hill
Kingwood
on
Park.
4th down.
That puts Crosby 4-0 in the district, 6-0 overall. C.E. King was on a bye this week, but they're 3-0 in district and 4-1 overall. New Caney plays Humble tomorrow right here at Texan Drive Stadium. New Caney currently at 2-1 in district, 4-1 overall. Their one loss being to the Idle C.E. King team.
And that's the end of the game. Your final score.
The Dayton
Barbers Hill, 43,
Broncos
Spartans,
beat Galena Park Yellow Jackets. That's going to put Dayton at 3-1 in the district, 4-2 overall. Kingwood Park's loss today to Crosby is going to put Kingwood Park at 1-2 in district and 1-4 overall. And again, we said Humble will play New Caney next week. New Caney, or Humble being 1-2, and in the district 2-3 overall. Porter falls to 0-3 in district, 1-4 overall. Galena Park falls to 0-3 in district, 2-4 overall. And Barbers Hill goes to 1-3 in district, 2-4 overall. Those are the standings currently in District 21 5A. From Texan Drive Stadium, my name is Chance Bond. Along with Mark Johnson, we're going to call this a night. Thank you very much for listening and following along with us during this game. And we will both be back tomorrow. And don't forget to listen and watch the Houston High School football wrap-up show. Tune into Fox Sports Southwest tonight after our game from 11 to midnight for the Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive. Join Howard Chin, John Lopez, Courtney Rowland, and Courtney Madden as they take you around the city with all the week's football action. The Houston High School football wrap-up show presented by Texan Drive tonight from 11 to midnight on Fox Sports Southwest. We also have coming up on Texan Live, your new home for Houston High School sports. A trio game left on the slate tomorrow. From the Berry Center, Langham Creek, and last year's district champs look to get their first win in district as they face Cy Lakes. Kyle Ackerman and Chance and myself will have that one live for you. here at the Texan Drive Stadium. Humboldt takes on New Caney. Lou Rush will be here calling it tomorrow night. And a game that could determine the District 16 6A championship, the Woodlands Highlanders will take on the Atascocita Eagles at Turner Stadium. And that will be with Bert Brocker and Mark Johnson on that. So again, thank you for listening to the Texan live presentation of the Porter Spartans and the Barbers Hill Eagles as the Eagles come into Texan Drive Stadium and defeat the Spartans 43-23. Thank again, everybody listening. My name is Chance Bond, along with my partner, Mark Johnson. We will say good night and have a great tomorrow.